Hi, Cassie. Hi, Jack. Hi, Alex. Hi, Zoe. Hi, babies. Hey, I just wanted to... Ooh. Grandma has a tickle in her nose. Anyway, I just wanted to read you something that I wanted to share this with you because I grew up reading this when I was a child, or having it read to me. Actually, it's quite long, but I wanted to share this with you. This is a special Christmas story. It's called "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," and I don't have it all in my head. I don't have it memorized, so I'm going to read it to you. Okay? So now you go sit around. Sit down now. Jack, sit down. Okay, Grandma says. Okay, and you too, Alex. Okay. Now, here we go. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out of the lawn, well, oops, Grandma sees something up here. Okay. Hold on. It's a good story. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. Yes, as dry leaves that before the wind... Let's try that again. As dry leaves before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the house, top the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was all dressed in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening up his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow. Grandma can't read. Let me try that again. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a round little belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then circled with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod up the chimney, he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But then I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." Yes, that is a very, very nice story. That's called "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." And when I was a little girl, I had this little book. It was a tiny, tiny little book, and it was all made of paper, a thicker paper, but like an old time book, stained. The paper was stained from being old, and I can remember that it had this really old Gothic type of font that was used on the book. You all don't know about that yet, but when you get older, you'll understand what I'm saying. And so the print on the book was very old, and I think it was, there was red print on it somewhere. I think maybe "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" was in red, and or it could have been just called Saint Nick. You know, people would print things up back then, and just put them out there, and nobody regulated it. So it was a really nice little book, like a pamphlet that I had, and I have a very fond memory of many Christmases where people in my family, my brothers or my sisters or my mom and my dad, would read that book to me, and also I can remember reading it, on Christmas Eve. When I was a little girl, I shared a bedroom with my sister Maggie, and many Christmases we would stay up late. The first thing we would do was find some candy in the house, and we would take a little stash of candy and put it underneath our pillows during the day. And we know that at night we would, that would be our candy that we would eat before we went to bed, or before we were sent to bed. And so when we were sent to bed, we would grab our little candy and we'd open the window, and it was pretty cold, outside, wintertime. And we'd open up the storm window, that glass window, and then we'd open up the window, then we'd open up the storm window, and we would smell the cold air coming in, and we would look to the south up into the sky, because that's the direction our bedroom faced, was to the south. And we would look up into the sky, and we would take turns. First we would eat our candy, and then we'd just sit there and wait to see if we could see Santa and his reindeer, and on his sleigh and everything, with all the toys he'd be bringing us. And so we would stare up into the sky and feel the cold breeze. And then when the candy was all gone, being little kids, we would get real tired. So we would take turns, and I can remember it was my turn to stay up, so I stayed up while my sister laid down and slept. And and we had a flashlight and everything, and it was fun. We would do little character. We would shine the light on our hands and do little caricatures on the wall and stuff. It was a lot of fun. Anyway, so it was her turn to go to sleep and my turn to stay up and wait for Santa. And I can remember one year where I really did stay up quite a long time. And I just stayed up and my nose got cold and I was cold. And pretty soon I just got real sleepy. And I think I missed Santa that night because when I woke up that next morning, many mornings of Christmas mornings, Santa had arrived. And I would just be so upset with myself because I knew he had been there and I wasn't awake to see him. But I think what it was is that I think Santa knows when you're kind of staying awake. Yeah, so I think Santa knows when you're awake and then he won't come. So you really do have to go to sleep on Christmas Eve for Santa to, you know, drop off those presents. And, I mean, you don't want to stay up all night because then he'll never come and you won't have presents on Christmas morning. So you really should make sure that you go to sleep on Christmas Eve and then get up in the morning and Santa will have come by. And make sure that you leave cookies for Santa. Santa likes cookies and milk. You know, I remember Santa really liked, we put out a bunch of different Christmas cookies for Santa. And I can remember he really liked the chocolate chip ones. He really did. He loved chocolate chip cookies. You know, real nice ones, you know. So, anyway, those are my memories. Well, just maybe one memory of some really delightful Christmases that I had when I was growing up as a child. So I wanted to make sure you all knew about that little booklet. That meant a lot to me. In fact, my sister ran across that little booklet, and I think that she did give David and your dad and me a copy of it, but I would have to look around. But if, through all my things that you ever find, if you find that booklet, then that's the one, okay? You have a good Christmas. Have a very Merry Christmas. Grandma loves you, and make sure you go to sleep so Santa can come. See ya. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. You can get up now, Jack. Yeah, go play. Bye, Cassie. Bye, Alex. See you later, Zoe. I can't wait to meet you and Alex, Zoe. Oh, that'll be a lot of fun. See you later. Bye-bye. Okay.